I'm Steven.
I'm Derek.
And this is RC Lawn Chair Pilots Podcast.
Welcome back.
All right, everybody. How y'all doing? Hopefully y'all had a good couple weeks.
Yeah.
6, 8, whatever.
Month and a half.
Yeah.
Sorry it's been so long. A lot of stuff happened. Like we said, summers are busy times and
So busy.
needed to give ourselves time to do everything else we have on our schedules. So
Yeah.
we appreciate you for coming back.
Yeah, thank you. So
It'll again be a month before our next one because there's still a busy summer ahead.
Yeah, I kind of want to turn the camera to show some things, but I'm not going to because
We'll do that in a minute.
It might mess things up. But
Yeah, it would.
let's talk about your news, Derek. What news do you have?
I don't have. Well,
Do you want to talk about that? Is that news?
that is news-ish / new products / used products.
Let's put it in news. It's a great place to put it in news.
We will talk about it. Let's first off start off by thanking our sponsors, RCBattery.com.
Yes, thank
they
you
have
very
tons
much.
of crazy sales going on right now. Like they have been pumping out sales pretty regularly.
Yes, they
Jump
have.
on those. They have, so for my little Hobby King DLG as well as my Gentle Lady 250 from Willy Nilly's, I use little 300 milliamp 2S batteries.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a couple Willy Nilly's ones that are just cheap Chinese ones, and then I have a couple from Hobby King. I forget the brand. I think they're Turnigy, but I'm not sure. But they're tiny little rectangle pack batteries.
Yeah.
RCBattery.com now has some.
Oh, sweet.
So I'm going to be getting some of those because they come with the XT30 connector on them.
All right.
2-cell, 300 milliamp with 65C, I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm going to be getting those because those are perfect for my really tiny planes.
Yeah, that's going to be nice.
So I'm
Sweet.
jumping on that for sure. And they're only like $5.
That's not too bad.
No,
That's
it's
not too
great.
bad at all.
So I will be jumping on that. So thank you,
Thank
RCBattery.com,
you
for
very
always sticking with us.
I got some
And-
news about batteries a little bit later.
Okay, sweet.
Little
Did
later.
you blow one up?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All right. Fair enough.
All right. Do you want to talk about those?
Yeah,
And
we can do
those.
that.
And
And those.
And those.
So hi, my name is Derek, and I have a problem.
I'm going to stand up. We're going to do a quick circle around the room.
Here, just pick it up and take it off the stand. That way we don't move the stand,
Okay.
because that'll be the hard part to reset. So while he's picking that up, I stupidly browse RC Group's classifieds on a semi-regular basis. And there was a gentleman on there, that was selling off his entire collection of RC airplanes and equipment. And I couldn't afford the entire lot, but I found a guy that's local here that said that he'd be willing to go in on it with me. So he made the initial purchase, took his pick, and then set aside a whole bunch for me. I paid him for my portion, and I walked away with 9 airplanes. All of them gliders, one of them a motorized glider, but I have 3 discus launch gliders, 1 6-ish foot 2-channel polyhedral. I have a Rock Hobby 2.2 meter V-tail. I have a foam built Gentle Lady with a 2-meter wing. And then I have another giant 2-meter, I don't know what it is, but it's a 2-meter glider with flaps and ailerons. Yep. I have a 3D slope glider. That's this multicolored one, the green and red and orange one. It kind of looks like a fish, so I'm going to call it the fish.
That's a good name.
And then I've got this flying wing glider that's got like feathers and stuff painted on, so it's kind of like an eagle. They are all well-used airplanes, but there's only one that's in bad shape, and that's one of the DLGs. The boom is entirely cracked, so I found the guy, he actually is also local to Utah, that made it.
Oh, nice.
So I told him, like, I got in touch with him. I got a cell phone number, so I'm going to be able to text him back and forth and be like, here's what's broken. Can you help me fix it? So
advice or whatever you need to do.
yeah,
to get
exactly.
That. Nice.
He even offered materials too.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah, I have a bunch of planes. I've got one of the DLGs, the ready to maiden. I've got it balanced, like weighted and everything. The receiver's in it and ready.
Okay.
I've got it programmed on my transmitter. And I've got and the pink. So that's the top one here that you can see, Stephen. The next one down, the pink one. That one, I need. It's like all it needs is to put a receiver in it and a battery and balance it out.
Okay.
And it's ready to go. The yellow and black one needs a receiver and battery, and it's good to go. The next one down is the broken one. The fish, I don't plan on flying. I plan on actually selling that one as well as the eagle.
Okay.
The rock hobby needs a battery and a receiver. I plan on keeping that one so long as the motor's good. It sounds kind of funny when I just free spin it by hand.
Okay.
The gentle lady and the other one I want to try and sell, as well as a couple of the other ones
So
up
if you're
here.
interested in some planes, reach out to us.
Yeah.
And we might have something.
Like I got a screaming deal on all these planes. And I'm like the hardest part of selling these is shipping. I like some of them can come apart, like the wings come off all three of these big ones.
Yeah, but it's still very big package.
Yeah, the DLGs,
They don't come
the
apart.
wings
do
come
they?
apart, but I don't know how the wiring is. I took the wing off of the top one, the one that I'm ready to mate in,
Yeah.
and the way it's wired, it's not easy.
Okay.
So it's best if it's someone local that I sell to
Or willing to drive.
or willing to drive. Like I'll drive 50 miles to meet the person.
So just you saw a quick glimpse. If the editor spends a lot of time, he can slow it down and show you some stuff.
I'll try and put in some pictures.
And yeah, since he's the editor, he can put some pictures in too.
Oh, and the guy that I went in on this deal with, he's got one more that he's going to give to me from the selection. It's a hand launch glider. But it's supposed to be real fast. It's interesting. It's a polyhedral wing, no ailerons, regular elevator. But you know how on your Elf, the entire elevator moved? On this glider, the entire rudder moves. Like the rudder and vertical stabilizer are the same thing, and that whole surface moves.
What?
Yeah, it sounds super weird. It is. But I'm interested. It looks really nice.
So it rotates like the whole rudder, like
the
this.
whole vertical tail assembly is what pivots to turn you.
Interesting.
Right? Yeah. He commented on it too. He's like, I've never seen something like this. I'm like, I didn't know that was a thing. I know the elevator can do that on some planes, but so that is my problem right now. I have very little. I had to make a wall out of boxes to keep my boys from coming in here when they're not supposed to, just because I don't want them accidentally tripping and falling on these things.
Yeah.
Because
you want to try to get, like, I know you're trying to sell some of those, so again, thank you. Reach out to us.
Yeah.
rcpilotspodcast@gmail.com.
Like, I don't plan on selling any. Like a couple of these, I might sell for more than $50. The rest of them, it's going to be $50.
Mostly because you're going to have to provide your own electronics, and that's the expensive part.
There are
generally
there are servos in every single one of these planes.
There are servos.
There are servos.
Nice.
Every single one has servos. Most of them have receivers. Some of which are these Redcon ADMS receivers. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I haven't looked it up. It's a ADMS receiver, Redcon DM6F receiver, 6-channel ADMS modulation. So I don't know what brand that's for. There's a few of those receivers, and then there's a couple Spectrum receivers. I got a AR6115E. I've got a AR6100E. A couple weird batteries. So like a couple of them have receivers, a couple of them don't. A couple of the DLGs had batteries, but like this is the battery that came in one of your drones, little quadcopters, and man, this thing is puffed.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting rid of this battery. I don't trust that bugger.
Take off the tip first.
Yeah, cut it off in one go. Yeah, exactly. And like one of them, the pink one, had this single NiCad cell.
That is a 33 or a
I don't know what it is, but it's like homemade. He taped the leads. He taped the leads onto this thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
This is the same battery. That's the same battery that was in the first generation of Tesla cars.
Oh yeah, just a little NiCads.
Yeah, it's the.
It's not. Is it NiCad?
No, they're not NiCad. They're lithium ion, but they're.
Oh, that's what it is.
It's same thing in all laptop batteries.
Yeah, just a regular round cell.
But what is it? 4290 or something? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Well, what if I take the tape off and we can find out?
I mean, yeah, that's an easy solution. But I have a bunch of those.
I know. I don't plan on using this thing. I don't have anything.
It's pretty retro. Like I get where they were coming from. That's a cheap, easy way, rechargeable.
That tape is super stuck on
you
there.
don't
I'm not
you don't
getting
want to do
off.
that. Anyway,
Yuck.
it's those. They're pretty standard batteries for like laptops and all your rechargeable hardware. DeWalt and whatnot. They use the same size of battery for their charger packs.
They're cheap and easy. They're super high capacity, and they're super easy to make packs of.
Yep.
If you don't need like a ton of voltage.
Yeah, they're all your 12 volt. 12, 14, 16 volt. They're all going to be that battery.
A variation of this. Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, it's good.
I've performed inventory on 1, 2, 4 or 5 of these planes. I still need to perform like, so I've opened them up, figured out where the battery sits and where the receiver sits. Like on this Gentle Lady, like the whole outside is covered in duct tape. I had to dig because there's an on-off switch to power the stupid thing.
Outside, huh?
Yeah, which is a semi-normal thing to see on planes. But then there's all these little panels
for
that
access.
That are supposed to be for access, because like here's the one on top where you access your receiver here, and I had to find that the hard way. And then there's one over here on the side that accesses a servo. Like I don't know where the battery is on this thing. It might be in here, but I have no idea. But yeah, it's a foam fuselage that he's gone over with the ribbed packing tape, and then it looks like, I don't think it's duct tape, it may actually be monocoat or something. It's super weird. And then it's just corrugated plastic sheet for the tail surfaces.
Yeah, a lot of resistance on that plane.
Yeah, like
I bet it flies just fine.
Oh, I'm sure.
But
it's just kind of a hodgepodge of a plane.
Yeah, it's a very interesting. Is that one that you're thinking of selling?
Yes. You want it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. And it is set up for a high start.
Oh,
it does have the hook on it. So yeah, weird.
I wonder if they just put one of those little 2-cell small,
just a round cell battery.
Yeah, just a little tiny one in that thing.
Maybe.
I mean, it doesn't take much.
It would run forever. It's a glider.
Yeah,
it's powering 2 servos.
Yeah. And only when you're making course corrections.
Yeah.
So, well, cool.
So yeah, but I've got a DLG ready to maiden or remaiden. It's aileron elevator only, no rudder. Because there is a rudder servo, but it's not connected to the rudder because the rudder is not what was originally on. I can tell.
Yeah,
it's been replaced, and it's just a solid vertical stabilizer, which is fine. You don't need.
If you've got ailerons, you can.
Yeah, you don't need it. It's nice to have. The pink one does have all 4 channels, so I look forward to getting that in the air.
Yeah, those will be fun.
Yeah.
Well,
they're honestly in not terrible condition. Again, the only one that's in bad condition is the bottom one, just because that one's
trashed.
seen the side of a mountain.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm going to do with that.
So Derek's got some projects, and if you're interested in any of those, you probably got to see them throughout this talking. Just reach out to us if you're interested. And
send us a message on Instagram or send us an email, rclawnchairpilots@gmail.com.
Yep.
And we'll figure something out if you're interested.
Yep.
So that is my news.
Welcome to hello, Derek. That's what we all say, right?
Welcome to Aircraft Addicts Anonymous.
So it's still AA.
AAA.
Yeah.
AAA.
AAA.
Call AAA.
So my news is not nearly as.
No.
I don't know. It's probably close.
Well, let's hear it.
I did 2 things. I really, it's just 2 basic things I got going on.
All right.
I got, if any of you are watch my YouTube channel, the Stephen the Wiz and Drones and More. So
that's right. You have 2.
I got myself a Traxxas Haas 4x4.
You got a truck.
Takes up the whole thing. So
big old truck with a wheelie bar. Good times.
And so I got that, and now show some things. And then I got a Typhoon 2.
Oh, geez. A Park Zone Typhoon 2.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see the picture.
So go ahead and take a look at the picture.
It'll be up here on the screen.
I'm going to send it to him. So after Is this news? This is projects.
Oops.
I'm gonna get out of news.
Yeah, just go. Like
I'm gonna
we're
jump
gonna
into
lose
projects.
the format, and we're just gonna have things we talk about. So yeah, let's talk about your thing.
I have in this truck. I have already done some modifications and repairs. So the front drive line on this, I have actually busted both sides.
When you drive really fast into even a ramping curb on the side of the street, yeah, it's gonna break something.
Well, that's not where the torque problem happened, honestly.
No, that's where the shear force happened.
When that might have weakened it, but when I would flip it upside down, because that happens sometimes, especially when I was first driving it and stuff like that, learning how to turn it at high velocities. By the way, you don't do it at high velocities.
No.
But when it would be upside down, I would try to flip it with the controller, and that high torque of stop, start, like
that's
really
what did it.
Well, it really added extra stress. I had a couple endos, where it would grab one of the tires and then just
rip it up one end over the other.
Though I had a couple of those, and those probably, in combination with the other stuff, is ended up breaking them. So I broke both sides, and I've repaired them. I've got videos. I haven't released those yet. I got to edit them to show the repair. Very, very simple. Love the Traxxas model. Like, everything about the Traxxas is simple for repairing.
Yeah, they do a good job on their models.
Then at a later date, I've been driving this thing since I got it for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks now.
Shortly after our last episode.
Really, it was.
Like days.
Somehow, so I wanted a little more tension on my shocks.
You can change the position of the shocks.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
So I added a little more tension to my shocks. My phone is fallen. And there's a little divider. It comes with these. This is not aftermarket. It comes with them. So you can, it's just part of like whatever you're doing with your car, with your truck, right?
To change how it drives.
Yeah. So apparently, when I replaced the front passenger side one, I had loosened it, the shock itself.
Oh, okay. So squishier.
So I was driving. I was showing my brother-in-law. He's got some rock crawlers, by the way.
Which brother-in-law?
Grant.
I don't know if
I don't know if you've met him. I know you've met him, but I don't know if you.
I don't know if I remember him. Probably. I met him in passing. I bet.
He's got some rock crawlers, so
Sweet.
we were going back and forth driving this. Like didn't have his rock crawlers where we were at. I was just driving this, and I took it back from him, and I came in hot, and I kind of turned, and lo and behold, that front shock absorber came unscrewed.
Yeah.
And all of the oil in it came out. Now, I don't know if you can see this. Where's the first stopping point if you're driving forward? This is forward. Where the oil is going to stop.
What do you mean?
Where's the oil?
It's going to spray all over your ESC.
Well,
and your receiver.
It actually. This is.
Well, so there's your servo and your accessory power supply for your lights, and then your ESC.
I didn't have the lights yet.
Yeah, but I can
hit my servo.
I can see the residue on your ESC.
Yes.
Yeah.
My servo was covered.
Oh gosh.
It was a plastic servo. No big deal with plastic servos.
Oh, is this a new servo then?
This is a new servo.
Oh, all right. Let me
metal servo. I have metal parts. I'm going to actually put that. I have a video I'm going to do for the replacement of that also.
Oh, sweet.
This is the same servo style that I bought to control my other modification truck.
So this is just one of the extra ones?
Yes.
From that? Okay, nice.
Yeah. But what I think is the oil got in the servo. It probably broke the seal faster because the oil breaks rubber down generally pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And
probably
it
shorted the circuit.
It didn't short the circuit, but it weakened the plastic, and so it couldn't handle the high torque of changing and stuff like that, and just tore it up.
Gotcha.
I bought some replacements. I'm going to actually rebuild that servo. I'm going to clean it out and rebuild it with metal parts because I got replacement metal parts. I've got another metal servo, and then I had this on hand that I put in here and replaced it.
Nice.
Need a drink.
That'll happen when you talk.
Oh, and I talk a lot.
It's true.
Then, as Derek pointed out, I put in a light kit. I thought the light kit was attached to the plastic, and so I bought extra plastic. So I have a show plastic, and then I have this plastic for when I'm just playing.
So you have two shells?
Yeah, 2 shells.
Oh, nice.
This one is already pretty trashed, you can see.
Yeah, you roll it over twice, and it's gonna that's
S-
not a light truck. It's heavy.
Surprisingly, this thing is held up, but you can see all my oil.
Yeah.
So you can see
you go.
all my all my shock oil.
I wonder if you can get just the
And-
shell without the frame. Ooh, lights.
I got the light added, and it's pretty slick. I haven't actually driven it outside yet in the dark with the lights. So, and it won't be tonight because I didn't bring my controller. But I got
Yeah.
one more piece to this that I got the Bluetooth adapter for the controller so I can connect it to my phone.
What information would that give you?
I can have there's upgraded so I can get extra telemetry and so how fast I'm going. They have a light switch that you can put in and utilize
turn on and
where
off
you
the
can
lights?
turn the lights on and off.
Gotcha.
This one doesn't do that, but I will find out how we do that so I can actually take advantage of that.
Nice.
And half a dozen other things. Some of them are built in, and some of them are extra components I need to put in to get the feedback.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Just various sensors and
Yeah.
such.
Yeah, so those are
Nice.
some more projects that I'll be doing with this thing.
That's fun.
But I haven't repaired the shock yet. I have shock oil.
Mm.
I got a little bit denser shock oil.
Yeah.
Be
So it'll be You all right?
dry throat. I do a lot more talking now at work.
Okay.
Sorry. Hopefully that got cut out. So I'm going to record doing the shock replacement. Now, the shock repair. The thing about the shocks is
Shock repair makes a mess.
and you need the oil level to be the same across the board.
Yeah.
So they're equal.
So you're gonna have to do all four because you also have thicker oil now.
Yeah, it's only a little bit thicker. I could probably, not that this is recommended, I could probably take the old oil, mix it, and then just add enough to cover it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do that. I'm
Yeah,
going to
I
replace
wouldn't.
it.
Yeah, good call.
Just because, even though it's only a little bit heavier, like I think I think normally the hobby shop said that they normally put 35, and I got like 36.2. Because that's what they had.
Okay.
Yeah, it's literally just a tiny bit heavier.
Yeah.
So I could probably mix them and it would be okay.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think I'm going to do that, though. Like I said,
the oil that's in there's probably dirty. You don't want to.
exactly. So
Might as well get all new oil.
those videos will be coming, so I can show how that. And it's super like changing the front driveline.
Oh yeah,
Super easy.
it's fun working on RC cars. Like my Savage over there.
Yeah.
When I first started driving that back in 2016. No, I first started driving that back in 2011. 2012 when I lived with my in-laws, because that's my father-in-law's truck. But I did a lot of work replacing gears and drive shafts and stuff just to get it back up and running. But yeah, it's surprisingly fun to work on a little car like that.
It really is. So I have taken my 3S Liperior batteries, the yellow ones I've got, and have driven this, the 25C and the 35C, pretty punchy. Like there's a noticeable difference between the 25C and the 35C.
Yeah. These are the 2200s.
Yes, the 2200s. I have an also aftermarket other name brand. I can't remember the name brand.
If only it was in the car right now.
Oh, hey, if only it was. It's covered by the battery protector, so.
Lectern
Pro.
Electron Pro.
It's a 2S, 7.4 volt, 7600 milliampere hours, 75C. However, because it's a 2S, there is a night and day difference between
That and
your
the 3S.
your kick.
Oh,
from
yeah.
the 3S to the 2S.
Well, it's 3-point-something volts different.
Yeah.
Yeah, your RPMs drastically changed.
Yes, and your initial kick even though that's a 75C, that voltage difference plays a huge part.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's pretty punchy. Like if I throw that in and you drive it around, you're like, that's pretty cool. And then I throw in the 2S 25C or the 35C, you're like, oh, hold on.
The 3S.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
said 2S.
Did I? I
Yeah,
thought I said 3S.
you said 2S.
Anyway, then you're like, hold on, because it just way more powerful.
Oh yeah.
The 2200s, I get anywhere between like if I do before I leave, I plug them in and charge them, so they're fresh battery, not been sitting for a couple days, like fresh batteries. I can get between 20-25 minutes per battery, depending on how I'm driving it.
That's the 22s?
As the 22s. It's pretty good drive time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, depending on how I'm driving it.
Yeah.
If I'm heavy on the stick, which we all know I am.
Yes, he is.
Speaking of, I've already got extra tires that I've bought. But then, I get a little bit less, but it's generally around 20 minutes.
All right, that's
those batteries.
That's a good time.
Yeah, like if I punch it and I'm just driving as fast as I can, obviously it's going to go down slower. However, I've been stressing those Liperior batteries, those 2200s.
Yeah, well, the one time you brought it over and I was driving it a bit, that by the time that 22 was done, it was hot.
It's pretty hot. Yeah,
it was cooking.
Yeah, the one actually gets hotter than the other one. That's the one
25C gets hotter.
Yeah, and I think that's the one I actually damaged. Yeah. Remember, I damaged one.
Well, and that'll affect it, but also because it's a lower C rating, it can't output as much as fast, and you're trying to output as much as you can, it's going to warm up faster.
Well, yeah, I mean that's definitely part of it. But it's super super fun to drive. This 7600, I've never ran it out.
Yeah,
it's time to go home before I run it out because I always do the yellow one, the Liperiors first. The RC batteries first because they're funner.
Well,
Not that this isn't fun.
But 3S is more fun than 2S.
Exactly. Plus, seeing this little thing actually get up to 60 miles an hour or dang close to.
Well, to pop a wheelie off the get-go.
Yeah, well, to pop a wheelie after your speed.
Yeah.
Like after your mid-throttle and you can still pop another wheelie. Yeah, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, you can't do that on the 2S.
No. No. You can pop a wheelie off the get-go, but you can't do one if you're driving.
No.
You can't. And the 3S if you kick it too hard, you flip it every time. Every time it flips over.
Yeah.
If you kick it. It doesn't matter which 3S. They
oh,
all
yeah.
flip
No,
over. So that's been super, super fun. I take it out as often as I can. I'm going down to St. George this weekend. And
convenient we're recording tonight.
Yeah, it really is because I'm gone this weekend.
That's right. You told me that on Sunday.
Yes. And I forgot this stuff.
Of course you did.
I'm going to have to bring that back. Anyway, so my sister lives actually in Hurricane. And my mom, I'm going to go down and visit them.
Hurricane if you're not from Utah.
It's Hurricane.
Yep.
Even if you're from Utah, it's Hurricane.
Oh, yeah.
Or not from Utah, it's still Hurricane.
But normal people will see it and
go
Hurricane.
I don't call you D-Rock or D-Ricky or anything like that, right? Your name is Derek. My name is Stephen, even though it's spelled S-T-E-P-H-E-N.
Oh, yeah.
We don't say Stephen. It's still Hurricane.
Unless you want to piss him off.
Not really. I mean, I've gotten used to it. Most people just call me Hobbs nowadays. So, so I'm going to go down and I want to get some. I'm going to get some footage of driving through the dirt, trying to get some jumps.
That'll be
and
nice
just,
down there.
Yeah, it's going to be 115 degrees.
That won't be nice.
I should be able to get some nice night driving.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
So hopefully I'll have some more videos on my channels coming up soon of that. I've got those repairs and stuff I want to do.
Share them on your Instagram so I can share them on your...
I don't... Yeah, I got to do better at that.
Yeah.
And then the Typhoon, too.
Yeah, so tell us about the Typhoon, because that is a 3D acrobatic plane.
Yes, I know.
Okay, carry on.
I do actually. I've seen videos of people flying this. This is one where I've seen them hover and flip down, touch nose, and hover upside down. So nose down. I've seen people do that. So it has
a reversible ESC.
I don't know if this is that one, but I've seen people fly a Typhoon that way. I don't know if this one can do it. I didn't specifically look up this one, but I've seen Typhoons. Same basic model. I don't know if this has a reversible so it can do that, but...
Say it, don't spray it.
Hey, I just took a drink. It's just water. But I've seen it. So this thing has some repair issues. I don't know if you can notice this over here in the corner.
Oh, the wingtip's a little mushed.
The wingtip is, and it's been repaired before, so I got to strip the old tape and put down new tape. I might need to actually see if I can take the whole flap off and do an actual, like... cover repair to give it a little more strength.
Is this a balsa plane?
No, it is foam.
Okay. Even the wing, because you can see cutouts and stuff.
As far as I know, the whole thing is foam.
Interesting. Okay.
I haven't really done an inventory of it yet.
All right.
My brother-in-law is moving to Idaho, and he flew it. He's former pilot.
Is this
military
same brother-in-law or different?
Different brother-in-law.
Which one's this one?
Adam lives in the
okay
neighborhood.
I didn't know he was a pilot.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he's always done a lot of virtual flying, and so he's got this. He says it flies great. Last time he flew it,
Looks like it came with its own receiver and transmitter and everything.
And I have a couple batteries.
Oh, yep.
And there's a battery charger.
Score.
Yeah. So
nice.
That is. I will probably work on that eventually.
Yeah.
the Traxxas Haas is really taking a bunch of my time. And it's super fun.
It's fun. It's quick and easy to get out and do. You don't have to, like, go to a big open space.
No. Well, and if this flies the way I think it does, I don't actually need that big of an open space for it either.
You do. People that know how to fly that, no, they don't. You do. My Great Plains Electrofly flies how that thing's supposed to. 3D, acrobatic, all that stuff.
Oh, really?
That doesn't need a lot of space to fly. I need a lot of space to fly it.
Yeah, you already have a same tip.
Yeah, I've got a tip I need to fix still. But
so, anyway.
So, yeah, you need a full park for flying that first. Because flying 3D.
It was way different than anything I've ever done.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, so.
One wrong move and the whole thing's
dead. It has full channels of everything. All the electronics, everything, as far as he knows, it still works.
All right.
So,
sweet.
And the little bit I've looked at it, it looks like it's in relatively good condition. He says he just would hand launch it, and then it's got landing gear for landing.
Sweet.
So,
well, that'll be fun.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's something that's easy enough to pull the stock receiver out and put one of yours in.
Oh yeah.
And fly it with your Tyrannus.
Oh yeah, it's way easy. I don't know that I'll ever use the stock stuff that came with it.
I wouldn't. It looks like it's an FM transmitter.
Yeah.
Based on the collapsing or the telescoping antenna on the receiver or the transmitter.
But it has a lot of little features that I'll have to program because it actually has a high and low mode, which is kind of cool. So you can get out of trick mode and go to just like casual flying mode.
Oh, probably your rates on your throws.
Which is really easy to program in the Tyrannus.
Super easy. So easy.
All right, we're at 50%. Ding, ding. Oh, now we're at 90% because I would never do 100%. I'd crash it.
Yeah.
I'm going to crash it anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just going to happen.
Yeah.
But those are my new that's my news and my projects that I've been working on.
Sweet.
Like I said, the Traxxas, big fan so far.
Traxxas does a good job.
Very happy with their products. I love how it's very interchangeable. There's a lot of levels that fit this. They have specifics, but there's a lot of levels that use the same components. Like the drive shaft, it's the same for
several of their other models.
Yeah, several of the other models. Same with the shock absorbers. Plus, I could go full aluminum and swap out everything to full aluminum if I wanted to. Now, granted, just the drive shaft aluminum for a full set is like $90 to $120 for front and back.
Yeah, because that's going to be real nice machined aluminum.
Oh, yeah, and it looks gorgeous. They have 4 or 5 different colors.
Yeah.
I've already looked at some. I don't know that I'll do that, but I will have a video of swapping out adding the lights to it. I'm going to have a video of that, too.
Nice.
So watch for those videos in the future because I plan on doing them. Some of them I've already got recorded, and I just need to edit.
It's just a matter of editing. Nice.
Yeah. So projects galore. It's been so much fun getting out.
Oh yeah.
Although I getting this is like this is like a middle ground between racers and rock crawlers. I can rock crawl in this, but it's super, super fast, so you do it a little different.
It's more of a rock race than a rock crawl.
Yeah, it's more of a rock race.
Yeah.
But I can still do it in this.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a hybrid-ish. This is kind of the market that I was looking for when I was talking to the hobby guys at West Valley Hobbies.
Nice.
And they said this is a great entry level, a step above entry level.
Yeah.
But it's right in the middle. Like I could go with it. I could rock crawl with it. And with my new Bluetooth stuff, I can actually power it down. So at full throttle, I only have 50%.
Oh, put it into beginner mode?
Yeah.
Because
like
it's got beginner mode, race mode, and one other mode. I forget which.
Yeah, so I can instantly do that. I can actually program my own modes, too.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so I could just be like, hey, I want to do a rock crawl mode, and it just is,
10%
10% power.
I wonder how much.
Whatever.
I wonder how it would handle being that slow.
I don't know. I'm going to play around with that. I just got that today, the Bluetooth adapter. I just put it in today, so I have not played with it at all.
Yeah.
I put it in, synced my phone to it, and then went, sweet. And then
It worked.
Yeah. So those are my projects, and news.
Nice. Well, I've got a couple new products and some project updates. So aside from my huge collection of planes I've got now, there's a company out there called Control Hobbies. They make various accessories for RC airplanes. And one of them that they make is an LED current controller. This little tiny thing that I picked up 2 of them. And they range in 300 milliamp all the way up to 1500 milliamp options. So you can power various sizes. I had to talk to my brother to learn how LED lights work because I had no idea. But so you can power up to several.
Slightly disappointed in you.
Right? Electronics is black magic. So he helped me understand the whole stacking of voltages instead of milliamp ratings for LEDs.
Okay.
So these, I've got 2 of the 300 milliamp LED controllers. So I can power some pretty big LEDs.
Yeah, you can.
And each...
Or you can pop some really small ones.
Yeah. So and then I bought a bunch of tiny little LEDs that are like 1 and 2 amps. Or no, they're 20 amp LEDs. But this can handle anywhere from it's 1 cell up to 6 cells voltage, so up to 26 volts through this tiny little 2-gram thingy.
Wow.
And if it's designed for a Gropner radio where their radio can be programmed, okay, I want this switch to be an on-off switch. You flip it one way, it turns on, flip it the other way, it turns off.
Okay.
And so long as FreeSky radios have that same functionality, which I'm pretty confident they do.
I'm fairly certain you can get that.
And I put it up on RC groups asking for people's help and making sure that I can do that. I can connect this. So on one side, it's got your power out to your LEDs. On the other side, it's got your power from your power supply into this thing, as well as a signal line that you can run from your receiver to this.
Okay.
So I can set it up to turn on and off lights from my radio on my model.
That's very cool.
I think it was...
I have a couple of those that I got for the other model truck that I was working with.
This was $15. And 4 to 28 volts. That's what it'll run on.
Nice.
Yeah, so depending on the number of LEDs and the size of them determines
how much voltage
I need.
Yeah.
And then
it's easy math.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the voltage is easy math. It was the milliamp rating because I'm like, when would I want a 300 milliamp switch versus a 1500 milliamp switch? And he's like, it depends on the size of your LEDs.
Yeah.
Because when you're stacking LEDs in parallel, you don't add up their milliamp rating.
No, it's all voltage.
It's all voltage.
Yeah.
So my LEDs at 20 milliamps, I can stack until I run out of voltage, basically.
Yeah.
Whereas
24 volts, which is, if you have the germanium ones, they're about 0.7 volt loss.
Yeah.
If you have the traditional one, it's 1.3 volt loss, if I remember right.
Yeah. So there is a voltage loss in this thing, and the instruction booklet that I printed off from their website tells you, walks you through calculating voltage loss and all that stuff to make sure you line it up right. So I'm super excited for that. But even if I can't switch it on and off from my radio, I can just do direct power straight through this thing to power LEDs.
Yeah, very cool.
So I am super excited. Like, had I known about and had these before I covered my Gentle Lady wing, I guarantee you there would have been lights in there.
Oh, yeah.
Because that would have been amazing.
Those would look sick.
But that's not going to happen unless I buy another wing.
Yep.
And build it.
Which you are planning on that, aren't you?
I'm considering it. We'll see. With all my other projects going on, I may not.
Okay.
But still, so I have 2 of these, and I have a whole little tackle box thingy full of LED lights.
I have some high performance LED lights, some pretty awesome ones that I had bought for that other project that I didn't finish. I got it driving and then I stopped playing with it.
So I have some 5 mil LEDs and some 3 mil LEDs, and they are, I forget, I'm pretty sure they're 20 milliamps, and the colors are various voltage ratings. I'll have to get on the Amazon link to get those exact details.
I don't know. So if you have a clear plastic LED that has a color, the color will the amount of voltage on it will be different depending on the color.
Yes.
But if you have a colored LED, then it should be the same across all of them.
Oh, okay.
Because the clear plastic ones, it's the material that's in between that gives you the color, and that material, it's just like lighting, right? It's exactly like, well, that's what it is. It's a light emitting diode, right? That's what LED. And the substance that's in there changes the color. So the plastic ones that you have that are colored plastic, the voltage drop across those is going to be exactly the same, or very, very close. Like within,
they're all within a volt of each other.
But your clear plastic ones, if those are colored,
if the diode is colored,
then the voltage drop will be different based on the color that it emits.
Yeah.
So if they're just white, then it should be pretty much the same across the board out of all of them.
The listing on Amazon did dictate that each color had a different voltage loss.
For this, I doubt they're different. I mean, you can measure it easy enough.
I'll have to play with it and find out.
But I'll be honest with you. If there is a difference, we're talking hundredths of a
volt. It's super tiny.
It's very tiny.
So, but I'm super excited to play with these, get it connected to my radio, and stick it. Like I'll probably stick it on a foam board model.
Oh yeah.
Because that'll be super easy to add lights to.
Oh yeah, because you can just
just
the only thing you have to pay attention to is your weight that you're adding.
So each one of these is barely a gram.
Yeah, I would do the smaller ones
Yeah.
for your foam board. For your bigger planes, you can probably get away with the bigger ones.
The big ones. This controller is 2 grams.
Yeah.
Or this switch. And then, like, the heaviest bit's going to be my wiring.
Yeah.
And even that's not going to be bad.
No, because the nice thing is you can, depending on the distance away from them, you can literally solder one end to the other end. You don't have to have a wire in between them.
Yeah.
As long as you go negative to positive.
Yeah, exactly.
And they'll work. Again, depending on how you have them grouped and everything, it's really like you can have a minimal amount of wire and still get a very awesome effect. Now, granted, that will be something you will have to plan for.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But with this, it'll be super awesome to add navigation lights to any airplane.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for that.
And you could have blinking lights, too. And that's really easy. I can show you how to do that with a very small circuit.
Or I could probably set it up on my transmitter.
Or you could have it. I mean, that's definitely possible.
Yeah.
If it just, when you have it in the on position, it just cycles between the two. Because we can do that with our transmitters.
Yeah. So that's my newest thing. I don't think I have anything else new aside from that in the airplanes. Nope, that's it.
Yeah.
I did make progress on the Gentle Lady.
Okay.
So I got
the little bit I can see looks nice. But
well, you've already seen that part.
I know.
I got the tail surfaces hinged together. Nice. So what I did is I did fishing line hinges. So you take a length of fishing line. I used 10 pound? Yeah, I used 10 pound Berkeley triline. Yeah, Berkeley triline monofilament. And what you do is you take I used a T-pin, and I push that into the hinging edge of the control surface on both sides, so on the vertical stabilizer and on the rudder. And so I held them in line with each other, ran tape over it, or put tape on both of them and made lines so that everything's in line with itself.
Yeah.
Punched the holes, and they don't have to be straight. They just have to go through the wood.
Yeah.
Because if one's pointed up and the other one's pointed up, it's not going to hurt because it's a fishing line. So you slide the fishing line in there, and you just add a few drops of CA glue, thin CA, and it'll wick down into the wood and just shrink around it. And
nice.
Tighten it up. So I did 3 hinge points on the rudder and 4 hinge points on the elevator, maybe 5. and they're hinged up and ready to go. I even have the elevator and horizontal stabilizer mounted on.
Very cool. So
So,
you might be able to fly that before this season's over.
Yeah, I'm getting close to being able to fly it. And I also got the tow hook mounted on for the high start.
Nice. That's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that. So that thing's getting closer to fly. That's it for projects. I've had outings.
Yeah.
I haven't flown.
I've had lots of. You've gone out. You
I
you
went
guys are
rock
following
crawling.
him. He went rock crawling.
So weekend after the 4th of July, what?
Which one do I push?
Well, you don't long press it. You just press it.
I did.
Oh, what is going on? Just feed.
I don't know how this thing works.
Why does it want you to make a post? What the heck? So go back.
Well, I'm trying to post it.
Oh, that's what you're doing. Okay.
I'm trying to post it.
Then, yeah, you want to do feed. So go to Instagram,
It's like this is my first time.
feed. And then, so this button right here zooms out to the entire picture, or you can crop it to what part you want. And then you hit the blue arrow. And you pick your filter. And then you add your stuff.
Sweet. I don't know how this thing works.
I'm teaching him Instagram. He's old. So we went up American Fork Canyon. There's Tibble Lake or Tibble Fork Reservoir, up near the top of it, and there is Granite Flats Campground there. My parents like to go there every year and camp out for a few days. So they weren't able to make it this year, but they gave me their trailer and said, "You go."
Oh, nice.
So me and
That's
the boy.
where you were at.
That's where I was at.
Nice.
So I took my parents' trailer. I went up with my family. My brother came up with his family. And then my sister works at Timpanogos Cave during the summer, so she was there with us too, because that makes a good place to come home to after a day at the cave. And you're camping up there on the side of the mountain in the forest, and there's rocks and trails all throughout that campground where you can just run around and explore. And I'm like, I'm going to bring the rock crawlers because that sounds awesome. And we got an awesome campsite.
Yeah, I saw some of the Instagram pictures.
Just right off the pad where the fireplace was, just 10 feet away in the clearing, was a huge rock. Hi, Sparky. Okay, yeah, just pet him. It's fine. There's this huge rock just right there in the dirt that was perfect for crawling all over. Plenty of like easy ramp or drive up points, lots of technical spots that you can try and work your way up. And I got some fun pictures and videos and stuff. So I will they're on an old camera, so I need to upload them to the computer, and then I can start posting them.
Well, you put some on Instagram.
Yeah, I did. Those were pictures taken from my phone.
Oh, okay. So the
easy ones. Because my phone, while me and one of my boys were playing with the rock crawlers, my youngest was taking a nap in the trailer. My oldest was on a hike to the cave with my wife. So me and my middle child, we had a blast just tearing up the campground, and with the Liperior 2S500s lasting 45 minutes in these things.
Oh my gosh.
We drove forever.
Yeah.
So we drove all morning. It was a good time. And during after we were done driving, we went and rested in the trailer while I was getting my youngest up from his nap. And squirrels stole our peanut butter.
What? That's funny.
I'm not even kidding. So there are chipmunks all over the campground.
Yeah.
But there's also a couple huge ground squirrels,
big guys.
Bodies as big as my water bottle.
Wow.
Huge ground squirrels. And I was chasing them with my rock crawler because they'd come up onto our pad where we were parked and try and just sniff around and get into our garbage sort of stuff. So I'd drive my rock crawler over and chase them away and then turn around. My son thought it was hilarious.
Oh, yeah, that is actually pretty fun.
It was a good time because I wasn't even full speed. There was no way I would have caught them.
Oh, no, they could sit down.
Well, they sat there and they watched, and I drove up to within a foot of them, and I gun it and just kind of jerk the truck, and they'd take off running. But they kept on coming back, so I kept on chasing them. It was a good time.
Yeah, I'm sure they had a fun time, too, honestly.
Oh, yeah, it was a good time.
The squirrels are very playful creatures.
Yeah, they're smart, too. So when we left, when we went inside the trailer to take care of my youngest after his nap, they stole the peanut butter that had been left out on one of the picnic tables, and they carried it off into the woods.
So is this like a peanut butter jar?
Yeah. It's the small peanut butter jar,
okay,
sealed up and closed and everything, but it had been left out from breakfast.
They stole it.
They stole it. We could not. Me and my wife were running around for half an hour trying to find it so we could make lunch for the boys. Could not find it anywhere in the campground. And finally, I gave up and I'm like, it's the squirrels. The squirrels took it. My wife's like, you can't blame this on the squirrels. I'm like, I'm blaming it on the squirrels.
What else is there?
Like, there's no other logical reason. And apparently that's what brokers, when I said there's no other logical reason as to why that's gone or logical explanation, the squirrels took it. She's like, no, that's not logical.
Well,
So I'm like,
it is.
Right.
I mean,
So I decided I'm going to go wander. I'm going to do a perimeter check of the campground, see if I can't find this peanut butter. So I go out and I start walking. I get halfway around the campground, and in the trees up off the side of our pad, maybe 10 feet, where the squirrels had been watching me from, is my jar of peanut butter. Still closed, unhurt, just covered in dirt. And the rim,
for winter.
well, the rim of the lid was full of bite marks because they were trying to get it open.
Yeah, I mean, they would eventually get it open.
Yeah.
But
So I will now blame everything on squirrels.
yeah, I mean, we have some in the neighborhood too. So
They're conniving. They're sneaky little buggers.
oh yeah, and they're
So-
rodents. So you have that.
So you now have my permission to blame if things go missing, especially where you're camping. Blame it on the squirrels. You have my permission. You can tell this story. So there you go. That is my latest outing. And the boys, they had when my oldest came back from the hike, we put new batteries in the crawlers, and they went to town and they had an absolute blast.
Yeah, that's fun. That's awesome.
One of the videos I put on my Instagram was of them crawling up a rock. Me and the boys, we found this rock. It's 45-degree angle face, and it went up for like 6 feet.
That's
and
awesome.
you could ride off the trail straight onto this rock and right up to the top.
Yeah, I watched some of those videos that you posted.
If you didn't do it
cool.
if you didn't do it carefully, you'd
Get stuck.
roll off. No, if you got turned too far one way,
You'd actually roll.
Yeah, it would go tumbling down.
That makes it a great obstacle. That's fun. That's
Yeah.
because there's a bit of challenge but not too much.
The boys were able to drive up it.
Yeah.
They figured it out. So
It's very awesome.
So yeah, that is my latest outings. I hope to get out and mate in the DLG soon.
Yeah.
I also need to get out and fly some of my other planes, but that's what I've been up to.
That's
been
good.
fun.
That's good times.
It's been an eventful month. It's been what I wanted this month-long break to be, a chance for us to actually do something and give you guys
More content.
good stories to listen to, good
Yeah.
stuff to talk about.
Yes. So.
Because look at that, we're almost in an hour already.
Yeah, and we've pretty much covered our normal schedule
Yeah.
of talking points here. I've been out driving this a ton. I let my son drive it. We're now in talks, me and him, because he's 9,
Of getting him one.
of getting him one.
Yeah.
But they're expensive,
Yeah.
and so those talks are still going. But I'm actually with him. He wants one. I want him to have one, but we got to figure out at what level is he at. My 9-year-old, where is he at? Like, does he need a 60 mile an hour one?
Absolutely not.
Really? Can you say absolutely not, or can you say
Last time I
that's
saw
pretty
him drive,
expensive?
last time I saw him drive an RC truck that wasn't going 60 miles an hour, he ran into a lot of people.
He did really good because I've let him drive this.
Okay.
And
That was last summer.
yeah,
So-
you age a lot from 8 to 9,
Oh yeah.
and so
For
he's
sure.
almost 10 now. But I let him drive over at the school, and he
Nice.
did really, really good. There was only one moment where there was I don't know if he panicked or what, but he hit the curb pretty hard,
Yeah.
and it did a 360 and landed on its wheels. So it like 360 in the air
Yeah.
and landed on its wheels. And I talked to him about, when you got to be careful and everything like that. And he drove it some more and was a lot better.
Nice.
He was driving it around, doing like obstacles and stuff like that. He's actually better at it in controlling it overall than I am, or was when we first started driving. Like
Yeah,
his
that's
hand-eye
fair.
coordination or whatever is, he's 9 and I'm 45. So there's a big difference there.
Well, and he plays a lot of video games, so
He
he
does.
has that hand-eye coordination
does.
for a controller.
Yeah. And so he just picked it up. Like I was
Nice.
surprised on how quickly he picked it up.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't have been, but I was. And so, yeah, we've had a couple outings. It's just been really hot here in Utah the last few weeks, so it's really hard to convince everybody to go out.
Yeah, for sure.
But we've been getting out as often as we can. Usually, it's been once a week. sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. So just
Nice.
little short outings. I take all my batteries and I burn through 1.5 because my batteries last for a long time, a
Yeah.
lot longer than my body can handle the heat.
Well, and a lot. Yeah. Well, after a certain point, you're like, okay, I either need to switch up what I'm doing or I'm done.
So I started learning how to do some really cool turns, how to get it in the air and land it
Okay.
safely, different things like that. So it's been a grand old time. So
Nice.
yeah. All right. What else you got? Anything else?
I've got a beginner tip.
Okay, cool.
Always unplug and or turn off your models.
Did you burn a battery up?
No, I didn't burn it up, but so I've got one of my Liperior 502Ss,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently I wasn't unplugging the batteries, but I forgot to turn it off for the night, and so it just stayed on. So now I've got individual volts, why is this not reading?
Oh, because it's really low.
Yeah.
Not that you heard that. It's just really, really low.
So like this, the whole pack is reading less than 3 volts.
You're in a dangerous place for that battery.
Yeah,
You
it's a
can
little
recover
puffy.
it.
I just have to do it super slow.
Yes.
So, and I have an idea of, like, it was a $4 battery. I'm not too worried. But I do have an idea of how I'm going to recover it. My brother's saved a couple batteries, and I've tried it. The batteries I tried to save were too far gone, but I think this one's still alive enough. I just need to be next to it while it's charging.
Yes,
So I
yes.
can monitor it.
If you use, both of the battery chargers I have actually have safeties on them,
Mm-hmm.
and it will actually begin to charge and will realize that it's unbalanced,
Yeah.
and so it starts charging. It realizes it's unbalanced, and it will stop the charge.
Yeah.
The one I burned up, well, I didn't burn up, but when I shorted out and just like one cell, I don't know how I got one cell down to 1 volt.
Yeah.
The other cells were fine, but one cell was 1 volt, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've destroyed this. So I kept charging it, and after about 35, 45 minutes of just 10, 15 seconds of charging, wasn't even 10, 15 seconds, probably 5 or 6 seconds of charging,
Yeah.
it finally got it to a level that it could then balance itself and do a proper charging.
Yeah. Yeah, the charger I have, I don't think it has any sort of safety like that, but it does have, I can charge this as if it were a nickel metal hydride battery, where it just runs on a very low amperage trickle charge.
Okay.
So it doesn't balance it, it just slowly trickles into both cells at the same time.
Okay.
So I can set it to charge on that, and once I get it back up to a nominal voltage,
Without getting the
With-
other one too high.
well, both cells are down.
Oh, that's right.
The
both
entire
cells. The entire
pack
pack is
is
down. That's right.
3.8.
You're fine on that one.
Yeah.
Well, not
So I don't
fine,
have
but
a balance issue. I have a charge issue.
Yes.
So I
now
need
you
to
just
get
need
both of them up.
Yeah.
And if I can get both of them back up to around 3 volts,
Then you can put it on the other charger.
then I can plug it in as a LiPo and balance charge it. So long as you can feel it, it's a little
Yeah,
puffy.
I can see it. Yeah.
It's a little puffy because I let it do that all
Yeah.
night. So I will have to monitor this very closely.
I have been pretty impressed though with the batteries that we've
Oh
gotten.
yeah,
So
the batteries we've gotten
for
have
the
been great.
price, like they're way
Oh yeah,
more valuable than the price
oh yeah,
that they
absolutely.
are
Well, and this is
selling them for.
purely because like any battery would have done this.
Oh yeah, you leave a
I-
battery in plugged in all night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially on like servos where there's
It-
barely little, but there is still some coming on.
Yeah.
And there's
Well,
an
and-
LED.
Yeah, these models have 4 LEDs on them.
Yeah, which is like no current, so it's going to take forever for it to drain.
But it's plenty of voltage.
Yeah, but it's current that drains the battery.
That's true.
Voltage
So-
is how much current,
Mhm.
and current's what kills you also.
Yeah.
So the
So
amperage.
so I need to play with that and get it back up to operational. But that shouldn't be too much of an issue.
It's a great test for the battery.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely report out on how that goes.
Yeah, and I think with these little things that we've been seeing, why these batteries are so good. I don't understand how they're able to keep them so cheap. Honestly,
No kidding.
because the 7600 battery that I got was $90.
Holy crap. That's a lot.
So for the similar model S2, I think it's like $40, $35.
A similar Liperia.
Yeah, about half price. I'll have to look. I haven't looked. Don't quote me on that. I'll look, and I'll let you know. But it's quite a bit less.
That's crazy.
And so, yeah, I was like, whoa, I'm going to, which that reminds me, I got to put an order in for a bunch of batteries. So,
yeah, I want to talk. My charger's starting to act up. It doesn't always, like, I think something's coming loose on the board because when I plug it in, it doesn't always power on.
okay.
I have to
Wiggle it a little bit.
So we need to get back. I need to talk to Richard and see if I can get one of the, get a new charger. They don't have the ISDT chargers anymore.
No, I think the last two I got were there just getting rid of them.
I wonder if they're great. Oh yeah, I wonder if that was due to just like shipping difficulties or something.
I'm not sure.
But they got some really nice, from a couple really nice looking ones from a brand called Ultra Power, I think is what it's called. But there's one that has 2 battery charging ports and one that has 4.
4, wow.
Yeah. So I need to get back in touch with Richard because it's been a few months since I emailed him. But
I'd love
we'll
my
talk to him.
my 2 charger.
Yeah, being able to charge more than one battery at a time is huge.
I will say the only complaint that I have about these batteries, give me your 2S real quick, is the
balance lead.
The balance lead should be an inch longer.
I did see somewhere on RC groups on the thread for these batteries, the newer models have longer balance leads.
That is my biggest complaint because using the charger, it is very, very hard to get the battery in there.
Yeah.
And get it to stay without pulling the balance lead out.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is in the works or has been solved already.
Yeah, that's my only complaint with the ones I have. I've been thinking about building an adapter, which would solve my problem.
Yeah.
I just haven't done that yet because
a Loft
lazy.
has balance lead extensions.
Well, that's something I should buy.
I have balance lead extensions.
Yes, you do.
I have a 2S and a 3S. So yeah, just
that's what I need is a couple 2S's and 3S's.
Yep. So yeah, just do that.
Yeah, because the other battery the balance lead, you can see there. You can see.
Yeah, that's a good 3-inch balance lead. Yeah. Whereas on the Liperiors, it's an inch.
Maybe an inch.
Yeah, it's pretty small. So, but yeah, pretty sure that's been fixed.
Well, cool. I just need to get on and buy me some more batteries.
Yeah.
Not that I need more batteries because going out and driving for an hour and a half to 2 hours.
You're done by then.
Yeah, I'm usually done. Now, there's a couple of racetracks that I'm thinking of checking out. So maybe if I've got a track that I'm racing on, I might want to be longer than 2 hours.
Oh, for sure.
But the racetrack actually does it in 2-hour increments. They do hour and 2-hour increments for your time there. So maybe 2 hours is plenty of time.
Yeah. Nice.
So
well, you'll have to let us know how that goes.
The only other thing I have on beginner tips is just like when you get your new device and your new thing, and I've said this before, is like take it easy out there. I haven't destroyed the car, but I've done a little bit of damage, and some of that was just not understanding how fast it can go and the power of it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just like with me getting out and flying planes, I'm so excited to get out. I don't always take it easy. So that's a beginner tip is like take a minute, kind of get a feel for it, play around with it a little bit. If you can't, like if you're flying, it's a little harder to like take it easy, but you can still like you do gentle little drops and just kind of get a feel of what it's going to do.
Yeah.
Especially with gliders. Powered planes, you can still do the same thing, just low, just enough to, but just kind of take it easy. And I think I've done that beginner tip before, but no major damage to the car. I mean, the drive shafts, but I think
that's easier to repair than frame damage.
And the drive shafts that I got, the new replacements, I didn't get fancy ones. I just got the normal ones.
Yeah.
They were way better quality than the one that came on it.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm betting that it was just not to say that they put low quality drive shafts on there, but they were probably not the nicer ones.
Yeah.
You know.
That's fair.
But I am also really heavy on the stick, so
Yeah.
you know that's a thing. Other than that, yeah, get out and have fun.
Yeah, do it. Send us emails with your stories. Share pictures with us. We'd love to hear what you've got going on.
Yep.
So, I think that's everything. Unless you got anything else.
No, I think we've got it.
All right. We've gone over an hour. Yeah. Sweet. So with that, remember, when flying inverted, up is down and down is expensive. RPM is how hard you hit the ground, and torque is how far you have to dig to get it yourself back out. See you guys.
Thanks, guys.